Oh no, I didn't realize I had left the MLG screaming children sound on. Alright, never mind. It's just gonna I did something. Never mind. We're gonna just. That's the intro song now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure that, just echoes in the halls of Guantanamo.
Hey, that's according to our analytics. That's our top. That's like our top region. It breaks it out by region, and that's where most people listen.
Yeah, I don't doubt that at all.
Around Guantanamo Bay, a lot of Spotify listeners in that area.
It's from all those 5G chips they had injected into them. Picking up all the podcasts.
Yes.
Are we going for uncomfortable silence? I'm all in.
You know what? That's what we need to do for today's episode of the podcast. Just chill out. Give them some silence. Give them some breathing room this week.
Some breathing room, huh?
Some breathing room. Let them chief that air.
It's a token gesture there.
Yes. Fresh air. Nothing else.
Yeah. Keep it lit.
Smoke weed every day.
Well, it is April the 20th, 420.
What's that?
What's so great about today?
It's almost practically an actual holiday in freaking Colorado where we live at. They're having the 420 festival today, which you're totally not allowed to smoke weed at, but it seems like half the participants show up and smoke weed. So,
In Colorado?
Well, it's not in your mom.
Well, no. But there are other places besides Colorado and my mom.
Yeah. There's also California, Oregon, and a bunch of others at this point.
Yeah, it's starting to spread out. It's creeping into places I hadn't expected it to be. The last time I was in West Virginia, I saw some dispensaries up there. So, yeah, it's making its way across the country. It seems like.
Yeah, it seems like it's starting to be decoupled from politics a little bit, but for the last 50 years, it had been coupled to politics.
Yeah, but I mean, money appeals to both parties usually.
Yeah.
And when they see like how much tax money that stuff brings in, they kind of stop caring about things that they care about.
Tax refund was a nice bonus on my tax return this year.
Wait, you gotta wait.
So there's like a sales tax refund or something because they had too much surplus money in the Colorado fund this year, so they refunded some of it to everybody apparently.
Yeah, It was in the Taxpayer Bill of Rights that if the government takes in more money than what it needed to operate, it's supposed to refund the difference in one way or another back to the taxpayers, whether that's from actual refunds or a reduction in the tax rate for the next subsequent year.
That's kind of crazy to think about that a state would just be like, we got too much fucking money, so we're just gonna give some away real quick.
Yeah, it's been that way for a hot minute. At least since I've been here. I'm not sure when that went in place.
Wow.
It's
I don't
kind
know
of
if they're
nice
doing
since
that or
my
not.
ex did not take out enough taxes on her paycheck yet again. So it was appreciated.
Yeah.
Well, at least this will be the last year you got to worry about that.
Yeah.
And maybe next year it'll be a refund that's a 100% in your pocket. That would be really nice.
Yeah, I doubt that. I saw what they're taking out now, and I died a little.
I'm not sure what this refund thing is that you're speaking of, but it sounds nice.
You didn't get a
Just
refund, Dan?
do your taxes, Dan. Jeez.
No, I don't. I typically owe federal, so anything I get back from the state is eaten up by that.
That's what we're talking about. The state
Yeah,
refund.
state was fairly high. Yeah, it seemed oddly disproportionate. But unfortunately, I wind up owing federal, so which I think I may have taken care of that this year as to why. But the last few years I've owed.
I thought you were a sovereign citizen and you didn't pay your taxes. That's what I heard you say the other day.
I plead
Was
the
that
fifth.
before or after the cops dragged him out of his car and started beating him to death?
Yeah, he didn't want to provide his license and registration, and he started admitting to the police that he did not pay his income taxes for the last 10 years because he's a sovereign citizen.
I don't have to show you my license, and I'm not a taxpayer, so you have no domain over me
And I'm not driving down a tax funded road, I am traveling.
because I did not pay for these roads. So
Mm-hmm. You don't know me.
I had to get off of certain social media sites because they would only serve me those videos. They're like, hey, it's a white guy. We're going to give him all these videos of people mouthing off to cops.
TikTok was like that for me really bad.
But
And
it's for your page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fipe.
It's like it didn't matter how many times I told it I didn't want to see this shit. It would just keep giving me the same, like, guy screaming at cops until they busted his window open and drug him out.
No, but really, you should totally watch these particular videos, Adam.
I guess so. I guess, you know what? That's what it's trying to tell me. I need to watch them. It's not an
Well,
option. I have
over
to.
time, if you watch enough of those videos, the algorithm got really. This is actually the reason I enjoyed TikTok, because if you get the algorithm right, you can get some really interesting content. And I mean, besides thick goth girls, but you can get some
Hey,
really
what else do you
interesting.
need?
It's my opinion. You can get some really interesting content, but then, like Adam said, it seemed like after 20 minutes or so of the content that I wanted to see, that I was enjoying and giving the thumbs up, it would start with the cops, and I called it cops and Karens because it would always be either cops behaving badly or it would just be people being complete psychopaths. And what's interesting about that for me is that, and this is kind of weird, those are two subjects that can get up under my skin faster than anything. And the fact, it's like, what was I doing on that app? How was I swiping and what was I watching that it knew that these two things, I mean, I think those two things annoy most people, I think, but they would like infuriate me. And I'd start
And you
feeling
would
myself
keep
getting,
watching them.
yeah, you then you get caught in this weird fucking rabbit hole that you can't get out of. And I'd start feeling myself getting pissed off. And a lot of times I would watch TikTok before bed as a way to just kind of like go brain numb and go to sleep. So I'd be laying there pissed off over shit that really had nothing to do with me. It wasn't me getting like you said, pulled out of a car or getting a ticket for no reason, or some fat fucking Karen trying to spit on me or something. But I get pissed off about it. And after doing that over a couple of weeks, after doing that a couple of nights, I was like, yeah, this is not healthy. So I think the people that I've been seeing lately some pushback on our federal government about potentially banning TikTok, that they're overreacting and all this stuff. And I'm not sure that they are. When you look at the kind of content that Chinese TikTok shows versus what our TikTok shows, I'm not sure that I disagree with the feds on that. I mean, banning an app is kind of hard, though. I mean, I understand the precedent there too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, once you do that, you open up Pandora's box of closing up our internet until we turn into China.
Absolutely.
The people that we're claiming are the evil forces that we're fighting against.
Right. So I don't know what the answer is. I do know what the answer is. The answer is, parenting your children and having enough sense yourself as an adult to walk away from that shit. But
well, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Well, if
That's
there's one
kinda how
thing
I feel
time has
about it, too.
proven, it's that banning things that are dangerous, it makes people not use them anymore.
Oh yeah, I mean we've seen that with drugs, prostitution, murder, alcohol. Back in the 20s. Banning things and throwing up signs that say no XYZ allowed works. I mean,
Yeah,
categorically.
there's no more crime now. We just made it all illegal.
Made it illegal. I mean,
Yeah.
So
Well, you just need to do more of what you're doing right now. It's called critical thinking.
That's so hard for people, though, man.
You can't legislate people into being smart.
I mean,
you can throw up all the bumper rails you want, and they're still going to be morons.
Well, and there's this wave now of you're not allowed to believe mainstream media. You're not allowed to believe any media except for media that tells you what you believe already. The confirmation bias is fucking astounding nowadays. And
I love it.
You can show someone in a textbook or whatever that's not true. Well, fucking government paid them off and fucking libtards paid them off, You just
with zero
you're
proof.
Hearing the same thing from both sides. Just
you are.
It's but all the stuff going on with Fox News is terribly interesting.
I mean, that, and if I promise you, and I don't know anybody that really is religious, not that I talk to or hang out with, that's a religious Fox News watcher, but I promise you, I've got $1,000 cash that says that if you walked up to them and mentioned that or started talking about that, they would tell you none of it's true, that it's a witch hunt, that Joe Biden did all this, that it's fake.
I love that people can say that kind of stuff with zero proof. That's my favorite part.
Absolutely.
They're like, what you're talking about is fake because they were, and then they go on this huge fucking list of things they can't prove that is equally as fake.
Well, also there was zero, and I do mean zero coverage of that on anything that was actually affiliated with Fox News. Now, it may have showed up on your local Fox station on your local news, but it did not come on Fox News at all. So, yeah, they covered zero parts of that. So
give me
your
an example.
Hardcore Fox News audience will barely have been aware of it.
But give me an example of how they'd cover that. Give me the headline for that. If I'm Fox News and I just paid out $787 million,
$797,500,000.
Whatever, I was close enough.
Sign up for our new Fox News OnlyFans. Trying to raise money.
Yeah, so it's just of course they're not gonna. I mean, how the fuck do they cover that? I'd like to see that headline. So,
Hey,
in today's news,
it's news, and every other news or agency covered it extensively.
the only
Overseas, they covered it extensively.
well, it's a fucking big deal, man. I
No,
mean,
I've got it. I've got it. Fox News blackmailed by leftist.
there you go.
Leftist, liberal,
Perfect.
cuck, communist, Nazi,
Perfect.
woke mob.
Woke
I'm
mob.
gonna,
I love it.
copyright that.
I love it. Told you
Well,
we need to build our own satire site.
well, I mean,
Tucker
if you,
Carlson's got that confused dog look on his face right about now.
he's always got that confused dog look on his face. But it's like they've dragged him and a bunch of other people into court before, and they usually walk away scot free because Fox News has declared legally in these documents that their opinion shows like Tucker Carlson and all of that are for entertainment purposes only and not really news
Well, you know who started
in
that, right?
multiple court filings.
You know
National
who's
Enquirer?
no, it was what the fuck is his name? I had it right on the tip of my tongue. So
InfoWars guy?
InfoWars, yeah. The hell's his name, Adam?
Alex Jones.
Yes,
Yeah, but
he's
they've been
the one
doing
that
this
started
before
that.
him.
Fox did
Yeah.
because that was his big defense is that he's an
Yeah, he's saying Alex
entertainment.
Jones coined the defense.
Yeah, that's where I first heard it was from Alex Jones, saying that he was when he was going through all those lawsuits, may have been Sandy Hook or something when they went after him, and he started talking. This is for entertainment. It's like you fucking pussies, you fucking demented pussies. If you're gonna say it, stand by it. But that just goes to prove how full of shit they actually are.
Oh yeah.
And it's
Everybody already knew it.
No,
It's-
they didn't. See, that's the problem is that there's a very large portion of the population who didn't know that and still
Right.
doesn't.
Well, you've
Right?
got all you have to do is follow the multiple people that used to work at Fox News. And when they would be in their back rooms doing their various things, when someone would say fair and balanced, everyone would laugh.
They'd have to. If they had any sense of fucking decency, they'd have to laugh. To be a news agency, and I'm making air fingers until my fucking knuckles break, that they were the ones that pushed the agenda that all of these other media outlets were full of shit. And for they themselves to be the ones that got caught being full of shit. This is why I am not shocked by anything anymore. I think for someone in today's climate, whatever the fuck you want to call it, to be shocked by anything, you're living in a hole. For any, when they come out with stuff and they're like, the Pope is a gay lizard. I'm just like, okay, I can see it. I can't get shocked by anything anymore because
They've jumped the shark already.
yeah, reality has jumped the shark, right?
Yeah, that's the sad part. I mean, with all of the above, it's just, and it's like I know this comes from everywhere, but I've seen this more from the right over the last 16 years than I've seen it from anybody else. And it's accuse the other side of what you're actively actually doing. Like there, for instance, the election denial claims. Well, that's because they were trying to steal an election. They're trying to cheat. Meanwhile, you're fucking cheating.
Well,
This election was fraudulent, and we're like, yeah, we know.
At least they were being accurate. They were being truthful to some degree.
There was a foreign meddling in the election. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, that's actually true.
Right. That part we at least know is true, right? Yeah. But if you think about it, it's a watertight strategy if I say, Doug is doing this felonious thing, what's he going to do? Turn around and say, "Nuh-uh, you are," because that's what it looks like, right? If you then counter accuse me of the same thing, it just looks like a big political "nuh-uh." So
No,
it's
you.
no you, right? Right, no you. It's actually kind of fucking genius. But I think it's Shakespeare, thou dost protesteth too much. Um, Basically meaning that, right, the guy that screams the most about something's usually the one that's guilty for it. How many of these fucking preachers and politicians that are all anti-child porn and anti-pedophile and all that, and then
Anti-gay,
anti-gay,
anti-trans.
right,
Oh,
right.
what was it? Madison Cawthorn that was bitching about all the drag queens and transgenders and so on and so forth, and all the pictures emerged of him in drag, and several other politicians bitching about the same thing, and then that came out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was heavily into the anti-gay thing. Meanwhile, they went snooping on his Instagram, and he was liking all these pictures of
Oh
gay and
yeah,
trans, especially what would be considered gay and trans thirst traps.
yeah. I do remember that. I don't remember what's his title, affiliation, whatever.
He was
Senator.
basically number 2 in Tennessee. I
Okay,
think he was
all
like
right.
the lieutenant governor or some shit.
Yeah, I knew he was up there in some conservative state, right? And he's all, all the whole idea of like the drag shows being. I think drag queens are fucking hilarious and entertaining. I love watching them. I would go to a drag show in a fucking heartbeat. Um, they amuse
But
the shit out of me.
think of the children.
I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to admit that I'm thinking about children while I'm watching gay men dress up as women. I feel like there's a trap there. But it's not a thirst trap. Yeah,
Smell
I
that
just
dry mouth.
I don't. I I'm just baffled by that, man. Um, priests are the Catholic Church has insurance, and you can look this up. The Catholic Church has insurance for sexual assault and for fucking child rape, um, and yet I've personally never heard of anyone accusing a drag queen of raping a child. Sure that maybe it's happened somewhere, I don't know, but we've all heard of somebody from the Catholic Church raping a fucking child. So maybe we ban the Catholic Church instead, because statistically speaking, they're more dangerous.
No, I
I
think it's
wouldn't
the
argue.
drag queens.
There goes
What'd you-
Adam.
What do you say?
Yeah,
He thinks it's the drag queens.
I think it's the
Still,
drag queens messing this country up.
definitely, they're fucking with the priests,
They're the
right?
ones doing all the mass shootings. They're the
Right
one molesting all the children.
there, you go.
They're
Well,
the
I mean,
ones
drag
to a
evading all their
certain
taxes.
to a
They're
certain
raising
extent,
taxes.
that's the answer. Um, we every time. Well, it's every time that you have. It's all about political groups and who's on what side. Now, as long as everybody talking about gun rights is somebody on the right, well, then they'll continue to follow that position. But if feminists in the LGBTQ community and the whole 9 yards start posting videos of how they got their new AR-15, I think you'll start to see more of a panic, and they'll be like, "We need to control guns."
Yep.
So that's how we need to get. That's what you're telling me, is that in order for this country to have more gun control, we just need more gays to carry guns.
Dude,
Oh yeah,
I went
I
to
think that's genius.
So I went to the range the other day, and I saw a lot of black people shooting there, and I was like, "This is fucking awesome. This is how we get conservatives to care about gun control.
Yeah. You
We
know,
let
and
minorities shoot and get into shooting and get guns and get their concealed carry, and then we'll see giant gun bans coming through."
and and since
No,
people can just make shit up, you can say that the LGBTQ community is working on gay bullets to where it doesn't actually kill you, it just makes you gay.
you spray it with some Versace cologne
That's
and something
ridiculous.
from Sephora.
Well, they already turned the frogs gay, so
Fair enough. Goddamn frogs are gay.
So we're gonna unload a whole clip of gay into them. It's gonna be awesome.
Well, I mean, I think that's
Yeah, we
already a
are.
thing. I mean, it's a euphemism,
All
but I'm
right.
pretty sure that's a
Blow your
fucking
whole
thing.
load in them.
Yeah, I dropped a whole fucking magazine in that motherfucker. So
I was firing blanks at the end.
I'm firing blanks at the beginning and the end these days. So I got no powder in my cartridge, if you know what I mean.
No, you got all powder.
I got all powder, no lead.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no powder.
Ain't got no legs. I just don't. I again, politics. Fuck politics. It's all fucking ignorant and stupid, and it's designed to be divisive and keep people at each other's throats.
Yeah.
So
It's that whole cat distraction toy while they fuck us all. I mean, that's realistically what it's about.
with their gay
But
guns,
I want to
Yeah,
get
but-
fucked.
by a gay gun,
Mm-hmm.
fucking weirdo.
but they'll do all of that, and then nobody's worried about the bill that they pass that gives this one particular corporation a massive tax break, and they don't pay shit, and you wind up paying for everything, yada yada yada, so on and so forth.
I'm gonna take my gay gun and I'm gonna join the soldiers of the booty hole.
Man,
It's
really? That's the low effort we're going with
The
now?
brown eye mafia.
How about we call them the Mustache Militia
Mustache militia. The plugged
and have
nipple.
have a big Freddie Mercury mustache on the front of it,
Fuck yes.
and then
Yeah.
have
I
like
don't
a
see a
little
problem here.
rainbow in the background.
We're getting canceled.
I don't see a
But-
problem here.
Oh yeah, that's what the whole logo will be. We'll have a rainbow, and then we'll put Freddie Mercury's mustache inside the rainbow, so it gets that
Okay.
nice
Oh my.
contrast pop.
With crisscrossed AR-15s behind
Yeah,
it.
the
Yeah.
Mustache Militia.
Yeah. With the assault
Yeah.
rifle 15s behind it.
Our motto can be "Get woke."
Get woke.
So,
Get
at
woke
26
or
Dan and
get
feet per
Doug's
smoked.
second.
opinions do not reflect the opinions of the Bullshirt podcast as a whole.
Nah,
and Their
man.
opinions are only their own.
Nah. Get woked or get smoked.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. We have come up with the logo and the motto for
Yeah,
the
we got
Mustache
this.
Militia.
We got this.
Get
Now-
woke or get smoked.
I will say one thing, and talking about stupid shit that people get wound up about. The whole thing with Bud Light. Here's the thing. That's a touchy subject, and I'll tell you why. Is that the reason that all of these fucking asshat hillbillies are pissed off is because they put a transgender person on the can, right?
Yeah,
Full
but
stop.
not even to the ones they sent out to people.
No.
Just that
Right.
person.
Right. And Bud Light, who's owned by Anheuser-Busch, Anheuser-Busch is a German, owned by a German company now that I can't remember the name of. They've been pro LGBTQ for fucking ever. like since the 90s. I think they even had maybe even had a thing with RuPaul. I can't remember. But I will say this. I did some research on the transgender person that they were partnering with or that they were celebrating or whatever. That motherfucker has serious mental issues. That's the problem there. It's not that they are transgender. It's that they have some very serious mental issues. They act very much like a child. It's very they're very immature and very childlike, and that's very fucking creepy.
But is that why Kid Rock shot a
No,
case of Bud Light?
no, no,
No, it's just Kid
no.
Rock's a fucking moron.
Yes, which we have established, but I have no problems going into again if we need to in order to remind people what an asshat he is.
I'm just saying that that's a good nuance to add because I didn't know that. But I
Yeah,
don't think
but
any of
that's
the
not.
rednecks who are boycotting it even know that.
No. If it was a mature, I mean, there are a few transgender actors and actresses. There's one. She's going to play. Oh, she played Dr. Frankenfurter when they did the live action Rocky Horror Picture Show, right? And I think she's great. I can't remember her name, but she's fucking hilarious. And there's a transgender woman playing Pinhead in the new Hellraiser, and she's fucking perfect for it, right? But this particular person was kind of uncomfortable to watch, a little disturbing. Like, this isn't about transgender. This is about them having severe emotional issues, and you can see it. So I don't know if you really want to celebrate. I think that was in poor taste who Bud Light chose.
Well,
But to your point, Adam, no, it had nothing to do with that because it didn't. It's about the fact that if they depict any transgender person to quote unquote celebrate, this would have been the fucking backlash.
I think that proves sort of the corporate virtue signaling thing that goes on a lot too, in that like they didn't really give a fuck who they picked. They just chose like a transgender, I believe it's a transgender woman to represent them in an ad. They didn't really do any research and give a fuck who it was or how they acted or anything.
Who has the most TikTok views?
Yeah,
and
they're like, she's trending. We're going with her.
Right, and that is a like a tone deaf approach to it. Someone should have watched these videos and been like, hey, maybe I'm old. Because listen, I'm a 47-year-old cisgender white male. You could say, well, you just don't understand, Dan. You're right, I don't, and I'm not. We've had discussions on pronouns and all that shit, but I have no problem with transgender people at all. This particular person, if this was a biological female acting like this, I would say there's something wrong here. This adult woman is acting like a child for attention, and this is creepy. This isn't about
OnlyFans.
Yeah, I was about to say OnlyFans or any Real Housewives series ever.
Yeah, which those I do find disturbing, by the way. Anytime an adult acts like a child, not immature and childish in their actions or whatever, but when they're tee-hee-heeing and something like that to that degree for the attention, that creeps me out. Like, there's just something about it that bothers me. So I think they missed the mark on what they were trying to do. If you want to, well, I can't even say transgender person. I was going to say RuPaul, but RuPaul's just a drag queen.
A drag queen, yeah.
Yeah. But I think there were some better options, and I wish they would have chosen one that was a little more successful and dignified than what they did, because then it would have been a better example of the bias.
It's just that tone deaf shit where you've got People, Dan, because we're around that age. We're around that age where when we find
hip
out
as
about
fuck, you
something,
cap.
it's automatically less cool. So now you've got people in charge, and one thing that would get, Adam lit like really quickly on this particular subject would be when Ubisoft tried to put blockchain in their video games just because blockchain was the buzzword. Now we've got influencers, we got people on TikTok, we've got whatever, and they don't know that much about it. They haven't done that much research on it. They just know that they want one. So they just reach out and get one. And in this particular case, it seems they have gotten the wrong one.
Yeah, because again, your marketing team was a bunch of
Old white
50-year-old
guys.
white cisgender men going, we need a fucking tranny to fucking push beer. Yeah, that's what we need. And who's got the most fucking likes on TikTok? Yeah, okay, yeah, grab that chick. Sure, let's do it.
Yeah, fuck yeah. It looks like it'll be the focus group says that's a good choice.
Right. They just went too goddamn far with it. I think companies, well, I was going to say, I think companies need to stay out of politics, but that goes without fucking saying. We saw the same thing with Nike. I remember taking shit. This has been years ago. I was at a biker bar and I wear these Nike, the shirts that wick. They're almost like all nylon and they wick sweat really well. And they're
all
long
those
sleeve.
John shirts.
Yeah. I think that's, and I've got several of them and they got a Nike logo, and my vest, I wear a leather vest and it got moved to one side and a guy sees this Nike logo and, man, I can't believe you wear that fucking shit, talking about Kaepernick and him not kneeling for the anthem and all that stuff.
Those are the ones who never get offended by anything, by the way.
Yeah, they're not snowflakes like everyone else.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, whatever, man. It's a shirt. I bought it before that. It's a $60 shirt. I have like 3 or 4 of them. I ain't tearing it up. Not at $400. Sorry. Fuck you.
Especially if it works well.
Right. And they do work
if it's
well.
functional. If it's like a piece of shit and then the company that you bought it from does this reprehensible thing, you'll be like, yeah, I'm going to throw away this piece of shit for this other reason. But if it's this thing that you've got and it's seriously functional and they do a thing, because no matter what company it is, there is going to be someone that works at that company whose ideals or ways that you would not agree with. And that's going to exist in any company,
right,
anywhere that has more than, a handful of employees. So if your outrage meter is they don't agree with me, therefore I'm not going to use your product, you might as well go live in the fucking woods, build yourself a stone axe and a log cabin, and kill all your food.
Because there's anybody with a cell phone, Android, Apple, it doesn't matter. You're basically supporting child labor, slave labor in China. But you don't care about them, do you? No, because it's not something you can get outraged about and get a bunch of other stupid fucking people to get outraged about. And Doug hit the nail on the head. If you were to start really digging into the politics of some of these CEOs and board members that run these fucking companies and make these decisions, you wouldn't agree with them, right? So unless it is some sort of abhorrent behavior, right? I mean, go research where lithium batteries, where the lithium for lithium batteries come from, right? Now, listen.
That's easy. It's the cobalt. It's not that so much. It's the cobalt and other shit.
Right. That they dig out. That they've got children digging out of the fucking ground in conditions that you're not supposed to be around this stuff for more than, X number of minutes, hours, whatever. And these kids are fucking bathing in it. right? So, and listen, I'm guilty of it too, but the world has to move forward. I can't save everyone. I can't save the world. I'm not trying to save the fucking world. I do what I can when I can. But you also don't see me out there with a sign jumping up and down about how Bud Light's fucking evil and Kaepernick's evil. The fact of the matter is, people will say, well, people died for that flag. You're right. They did. They died so people like Kaepernick can do that and not take a bullet from someone in the government, not be thrown into a dark hole somewhere. He has the right to do that. You don't have to like it. You don't have to buy Nike. You don't have to buy Bud Light, etc. All I ask is that you shut the fuck up about it. That's all I want. You do you, and you shut the fuck up if you see me in my Nike shirt drinking a Bud Light. That's it. It's that simple. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to condone it. And that just kind of goes with everything with me anymore is I'm not asking you to change your life. I'm not asking you to do anything differently. Just stop fucking telling me what I'm supposed to do. Don't
It's
tell
almost
me
like rednecks don't actually like freedom.
They like freedom when it's their freedoms.
Well, that's
But
not
they
freedom then.
don't like other people's freedoms.
When you're free to
Adam.
do one thing and no other thing, that's not really.
But their freedom is right and everyone else's freedom is wrong. See?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I hadn't really thought about it like that before.
Right. I
That's a
didn't
good
figure
point.
you had. I wanted to help you with that because their freedom good, everyone else's freedom bad. Right?
That's right.
Well,
Yeah.
y'all want people to be free to fucking murder puppies and diddle children? Is that what you're saying? See, that's the fucking argument. That's what you get, right? And I'm right.
They're like, well, without laws and regulations, what would keep you from just murdering, raping everybody? And I tell them, I already murder and rape everybody I want, which is nobody.
I applaud you, sir. That was good. That was good.
Meanwhile, being an atheist, I have not killed anyone or robbed anyone or.
So what's keeping you from going on a psychotic murder spree since you are an atheist?
Yeah, since you don't have
I guess
the
it's
fear of God.
I guess it's God's plan.
Yes.
Yeah, must be. Let's
see. This is very interesting because I too am an atheist. I've never murdered anyone, raped anyone. I actually tend to feel terrible when I so much as make someone feel bad or say something hurtful to them. And every day I get up and I think to myself, how do I keep doing this without worrying about, eternal damnation? It is a mystery.
If you ever want to read a lot about murder and rape, just pick up King James version of.
Yes, there is quite a bit of murder, rape, incest. Lot and his daughters. After his wife was turned into a pillar of salt for looking back at Gomorrah, I think it was, or Sodom, one or the other. And they go and they live in a cave, and his two daughters are like, well, what are we going to do now? God wiped out all of the fucking men. So they get their dad drunk and repeatedly rape him.
Yeah, I saw this video on Pornhub one time.
Yeah, I think I saw that, but they say it was their stepdad.
Yeah, it's stepdad. Yeah.
They got stuck in the they got stuck in the washing machine.
Yeah, and then they tried cleaning under the bed and got stuck under it. They got stuck everywhere.
Pretty sure it's LeviticusHub.com.
If anybody wants to go down one of the weirder rabbit holes, and I think the people on this podcast are already aware of it. This is for the Guantanamo detainees and Adam's mom and a few other people. If you happen to be,
mom has got it going on. Go ahead.
That's right.
I hit it.
I don't think it's your choice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
you're the one that
being an atheist. No,
it's
being an atheist.
Consent, Dan.
I can do whatever I want. I'm an atheist. I can do whatever I want.
Choice.
Everyone can do whatever they want.
Unless she has a sign on the outside of her apartment that says no raping allowed, I can do what I want.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you're a sovereign citizen now.
We already established that.
It's the implication.
So
But
get
if
ready.
anybody wants to go down a real weird rabbit hole, if you happen to be on Reddit, look up Pornhub comments. It's some of the most
Oh,
gold
no.
shit you'll ever see in your life. Just the comments that people leave on Pornhub. People will take screenshots of these comments and put them on Reddit.
There's comments.
There's words on Pornhub.
That's the best part.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah, it's like reading the fucking articles in Playboy.
I actually have read quite a few articles in Playboy.
Okay, all right. Whatever
Yeah.
you say, Dan.
The articles were okay, but the goddamn jokes were fucking hilarious.
Listen, after
Yeah, the
you've jerked
comics
off
are
to the same
fantastic.
fucking picture 400 times as a teenager, and that's just
And
in
the
a 2-day
centerfold won't
period.
even fold out anymore because
Right,
it's all stuck
you-
together.
You know, plus once you have that post-nut clarity at 13 or 14, you have to have something to do for the 6 or 7 minutes it takes until you got a fucking boner again. So, you know, you read an article or a joke.
I prefer
It's actually
my
a great business plan. They put in post-nut clarity fillers so you don't put the magazine down.
See, there you go. Hef was a fucking genius.
Hef.
Old
Is that what you guys
Hefferoni.
call him? Is that what his buddies call him? Hef?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. You and Hef go way back.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Huey,
Here we go.
I believe
We
you
got,
called him a few times as well.
back in the Tillamook days.
See, we've got one here that says, when you fuck to the point of sweating and the sex is that good that the windows fog up, it might be time to think about quitting the porn business and putting a ring on that one.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Yeah, it's not as funny as what's going on here.
Like chirping intensifies. Yeah, like that.
Why is this girl completely naked? All right, that one's kind of funny. Those boobs are fake. They might be fake, but so is Iron Man, and I still cheered for him to save New York. These are kind of dumb.
Well,
Doug, I
Who
question.
who comments on a porn
sense of
site? Who
humor.
comments on a porn site? That's the question.
But right, but Doug said that they were funny, and I don't know if I agree with him.
Are you sorting by the top all-time posts?
No, I was
Jeez.
not. Or
What kind
okay,
of
are we still
quality
on
do we
Pornhub? Are we on Pornhub here, or are we on Reddit? I'm confused now.
Top all-time
Yes.
post. Oh, it's a
Yeah.
pawn shop. What's going
But
on here?
it's like just some of the ironic comments that are in there are just absolute gold.
I'll have to dig on that later. I'll look at that after I jerk off later.
Okay.
Oh, some of these I can't read, but they're kind of funny
Yeah. Why can't you read them?
because I'm white.
I
This
did
is
see a
blind.
couple of those. Yeah, I did see a couple of those. They weren't hard. They weren't hard R, but still,
I'm not gonna say it. No.
I still
Yeah.
probably wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Not a
Yeah,
good
don't be
idea.
like Linus Tech Tips and say the hard R.
Talk about the hard R. Did they cancel him? Is he done now? What's up with him?
No, did you see what happened?
I heard about it. I didn't really see it.
So he was doing like his podcast show thing, and he was like, "Yeah," and someone wrote in about the hard R or something like that. He's like, "I said the hard R. I think we've all said it back in the day. Like back in my day, I said the hard R a lot, like to my friends when we're talking, and and when I saw something, I'd say the hard R all the time." And like they finally had to tell him that it didn't mean retard.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, because that's
Yeah.
now you can't use the word retarded or
Yeah.
anything now. So that's a good point.
And he was like, "What? No, 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 no.
Hold up.
That is not what I meant.
Hold
I
up,
never
yeah,
said
right.
that."
Hold up. Mm-hmm. I've said it without the hard R, but yeah, not something I would run around. I had friends of different ethnic backgrounds, and we would say it to each other, and it was funny because it was they gave me a pass, right? In very small group company. This was not something I could just walk down the street and be like, it's okay, my buddy gave me a pass.
Yeah, they don't print those out to where you can show it to other people.
Right?
I went to a rap concert once in Charlotte, and whoever was on stage, it was some small concert, so it was like a bunch of different acts, and whoever was performing, he's like, the hook of the song had the N word in it. And he's like, all right, white people, I'm gonna give y'all a pass to say it, and you can say it in here, but when you get to the parking lot, I'm not with you out there no more. I was like, good point.
He didn't print that shit out, did he?
No, it was kind of like, after this, you're on your own.
There's a skit that I've seen. It's a show that's a little bit like Whose Line Is It Anyway? And the skit is there's this scrawny little white guy standing next to this very large, intimidating black man. And another black guy comes up and he's like, hey, man, where's my money? You need my money. And the white guy's like, chill, man, chill. He's like, no, man, I want my money. And they go back and forth for a minute. And the guy threatens the scrawny white guy. And the white guy looks at him and cocks his head. And he says, let me tell you something. And the large black man standing next to him finishes the sentence for him in a way that only he could, right? And the skit goes on like that, and the timing is just fucking perfect. And it's mildly uncomfortable to watch because you keep thinking the white guy's going to fuck up. Like, at any minute, you think he's going to fuck up and drop one, but I'm sure that was, somewhat rehearsed prior to going out. So
he had a guy on deck to say the N-word for him?
Yes. And it's
a designated hitter, so to speak.
Something like that. Yeah. A pinch hitter, if you will. So I'll find that later and send it to you guys because it's very well done. It's funny. It's very well done. But
I wonder if that would work in real life.
I mean, at that point, it's between your pitch hitter and the other dude.
Yeah.
Whether or not they're okay with it. So
context is everything.
Right? This was, probably 30 years ago. No, I was probably in my 20s, so 25 years ago. And I had a buddy named Sean. I grew up with him and his family. He was black, big dude, and he moved into this apartment. And we used to hang out all the time. And do you guys remember Blades of Steel? It was a Nintendo game. It was hockey, ice hockey.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I played that.
Blades of Steel. And
then you could get icing called on you about 487 times.
Yeah. So we would play that and other games all the time. And one day I go over and he had a bunch of his friends there. And I think I was, out of 8 of us, I think I was probably the only white dude in the room. But we all grew up like this. I mean, none of us, we just didn't think about it. And at one point we're playing and me and Sean are in a game and we're just going back and forth with each other and he's talking shit and I'm talking shit. And at one point I drop a soft R at him, and we just stop. We just looked at each other for a second and I'm thinking, yep, that's it. This is how it ends.
Yeah, this is how Dan dies.
Yeah, about 3 seconds of just dead silence. It felt like 10 minutes, but it was probably about 3 seconds. And the whole fucking room just loses it. We're all just cracking up, But yes, there was a moment there, and it taught me that when in mixed company, even if, again, it's something that's okay with your friends and your buddies, you may just want to tone it down a little bit. It can be a completely different experience. So, but that was one of those that will be stuck in my head forever because it was like something out of a damn movie. You heard the record scratch, Everyone just stared at me for a second. I was like, uh-oh. So, but
So you've said it before?
I have, yeah.
Boom, canceled.
Yeah.
The gun got woke.
You sunk my fucking battleship. You just get woked or get smoked.
Yeah, yeah, we're sending the, what was it? The Mustache Militia?
Militia, yeah.
Yeah.
Fabulous firepower.
Going to get a glitter bomb in the mail? Is your welcome back?
Oh, shit.
And a coupon for a free charcuterie board and a bottle of wine.
All right, there. Calm down there, Ted Kwierczynski.
Hey, you would make your point fabulously.
That was fabulously.
That's right.
That's funny. I think that should be the name of the episode. Ted Kwierczynski. No, I don't think so. Apple with the
Imagine that. He just mails a bomb and someone opens it and it's like, poof.
No, I think this one, I think Mustache Mafia.
No, it was Mustache Militia.
Militia.
Come on, Doug.
Yeah. Damn
it. Get it right.
Yeah, the Mustache Militia. That's where I think this one goes.
Hey, we haven't given everybody their discount code to get free Monster Energy drinks since they sponsor us now.
Walk into a participating location near you with a gun, and they'll give you as much Monster Energy as you want, completely free of charge.
Just tell them you're with the Mustache Militia, and you're here to be fabulous.
And you bitch about me getting us in trouble and getting us fucking canceled.
And when the cops show up, just tell them it's a prank. There's the camera. You're done.
Yeah, film it, and then you'll be good.
Right. Was there I don't know.
Just make sure your gun has an orange tip.
An orange
Big
tip on
fucking
it.
Orange tip.
I don't know
Just the tip.
Just the tip. I don't know the whole story, but there was a kid. Apparently, it was one of those prank video kids, and he was in the hospital because a prank went wrong, and I think he got the living bejesus beat out of him because they were asking him. He's like, "Nope. As soon as I get out of here, I'm going to start making videos again."
Yeah, it sounds like a cool prank you did.
I mean, I'll have to look it up because I don't remember the details, or I don't even know.
It's probably like running my car through the side of a fucking cafe prank gone wrong.
Yeah, something like that.
He's about to go to remedial life lessons classes.
Remedial, right?
Yeah, he didn't test out of those.
I did see one that went wrong. This kid dressed up in like a Michael Myers outfit with the fake knife and everything, and he'd come out of the bushes. He was on a college campus. And, he'd do that and people would scream and run and everything. And then at one point he does it, and this dude, and I knew immediately what was about to go down. The guy reaches fucking behind him and pulls out like a 9mm and fucking squares up. And the dude drops the knife and puts his hands up. He's like, "It's a prank. It's a prank. It's a prank." I'm like, see,
That's not a prank though.
That's a bad idea because I put 2 in your chest and 1 in your head. Sorry, bro, it's a prank. Don't bleed out.
Look, the camera's filming. Good one.
Yay, natural selection.
Yeah, over time we'll see less and less prank videos.
And the Darwin Award goes to gentlemen and Adam. I believe we are.
Call me?
Adam. I believe we are about out of time. Is there anything that you want to tell the people?
Smoke weed every day.
That works.
That's it for me.
That works. Yeah. All right.
420 braise it.
Thank you.